A focus on the auto space and April auto sales. Most of the auto pack is down in trade. Maruti is off about 2%. Pull up that counter for you. TVS Motors as well. Bajaj Auto is off 2% as well. And a similar case on Hero Honda, that's off 1% in trade. But that's TVS Motors April sales for you. A 14% rise in monthly sales. Hero Honda is yet to report their sales numbers. But Maruti Suzuki, of course, was a bit of a disappointment. Reported its lowest monthly sales since June 2010. Let's break down those numbers for you further. Vishal Bhargava joins us for more on that. Vishal, what really seems to have hit the speed bump there for auto companies in April?
Well, essentially, Shivani, it's a seasonal factor. So you got to just admit that on a YY basis, as you said, the numbers growth has been about 10 to 15%. There actually isn't really much merit in looking at it on a sequential basis because in March, traditionally volumes are fairly strong because buyers look to benefit from the depreciation benefits. So look at it on a YY basis, you see growth between 10 to 15% across the board. TVS Motors, you did say the type of volume rise is about 14%. In the case of Tata Motors, also similar story, close to about 65,000 units being sold by the company in the month of April. That's of course higher on a YY basis, up close to about 12.5%. But of course the key point within the Tata Motors results is the nano sales. We've seen some degree of skepticism take place in the case of nano sales about 4 or 5 months ago. Now I think this role seems to be continuing for them. The sales have picked up and picked up fairly sharply. This month, that is April, over 10,000 units being sold by Tata Motors. Maruti Suzuki, that's really been the surprise element in these entire auto sales numbers because the sales about 97,000 units. Our own poll suggested close to about 105,000 units being posted by the company. So decently below the estimates that we had forecasted. And as you said, the lowest since June 2010. They made it a habit of crossing about 1 lakh units over the last 5 to 6 months. Some degree of a speed bump taking place over there. Of course, some sources do tell us that probably the impact could be because of some disruption that's taking place when it comes to Japan, which could have impacted some sales for Maruti. Bajaj Auto also sales have come out fairly decently. The highest ever April sales for them, close to about 3.67 lakh units versus about 3.13 lakh units. So broadly for this month, it's a difficult month to assess because if you look at it on a sequential basis, you'll always see a dip take place because of the March numbers being high. On the YY numbers, the growth has been fairly steady, 10 to 15%.